Hello students, I welcome all of you in today's topic that we are going to discuss is cultural and gender basis of personality. The following are the main objectives of today's topic: to understand the basic concept of personality, to explore various definitions of personality, to know about the various dimensions of personality, to comprehend the cultural basis of personality, to understand the gender basis of personality. Dear students, now let's first discuss the concept of personality. As we all know, personality is a person's distinct and often constant patterns of behavior, thoughts and emotions. The study of personality has existed as long as human civilization. Ancient philosophers and poets frequently pondered why people were special and why they varied from one another in so many ways. The term personality is derived from Latin word persona, which means mask or character. A person's personality is made up of their habits, traits, attitudes, ideas as they relate to their internal motivation, objectives and many facets of selfhood, as well as how they are externally organized into roles and status. So, in psychological terms, personality refers to our characteristic ways of responding to individuals and situations. Certain catchwords, for example, shy, sensitive, quiet, concerned, warm, etc., are often used to describe personality. These words often refer to different components of personality. People frequently display a range of behavior. Nobody is consistently too cautious or impulsive, hyperactive, shy or outgoing. A very famous saying in the field of psychology is, some things change and some things stay the same. So, an individual is defined by their consistency in behavior, cognition and emotions, which they display over a period of time in different contexts. For example, a man who is honest is more likely to remain honest irrespective of time or situations. Personality is not now a unknowable and untestable mystery, but it is something that could be studied and organized through scientific study. Human characteristics and behaviors could be predicted based on underlying personality traits. So, dear students, in short, personality refers to unique and relatively stable qualities that characterize an individual's behavior across different situations over a period of time. Now, we will throw some light on different definitions of personality. According to H. J. Eysenck, who was a very famous German-British psychologist, personality is more or less stable and enduring organization of a person's character, temperament, intellect and physique, which determines his unique adjustment to environment. In the words of Raymond Cattell, personality is that which predicts a prediction of a person what will he do in given situations. According to John Paul Guilford, an American psychologist, personality is the set of styles and features that distinguish an individual from others. Ralph Linton has defined personality as the individual's mental qualities, the sum total of his rational faculties, perceptions, ideas, habits and conditional emotional responses. According to Gordon Allport, who was a famous trait psychologist, personality is the dynamic organization within the individual of those psychophysical systems that determine his unique adjustment to his environment. In the words of Sigmund Freud, who was the founder of psychoanalysis, personality is an individual's unique pattern of traits. According to Mann, personality is the most characteristic integration of an individual's structure, mode of interests, attitudes, behavior, capacities, abilities, and attitudes. According to Woodworth, personality is the total quality of individual behavior. Kurt Lewin has defined personality as the dynamic totality of systems. In the words of Peter Robbins, personality is how an individual reacts and behaves under different situations. My dear students, now let's discuss important characteristics of personality. Personality is dynamic because some of its features may change due to internal or external situational demands. Thus, personality is adaptive to situations and it's changeable. Adjustability is also an important characteristic of personality. A good personality means power of adjustment with environment. Adjustment mainly leads to progressive modification of environmental conditions that suit to one's needs and purposes. Dear students, personality is goal directed. The pattern of behavior within the individual are not aimless but are directed towards specific goals. As we all know that man is a social animal, so society plays an important role in determining the personality of an individual. Development of personality to a great extent takes place through social experiences. Persistence is another important characteristic of personality. Those who are persistent are able to achieve success in life and become productive members of society. Some people possess extraordinary intelligence, but due to lack of persistence, they fail to achieve success in life. Learning and acquisition of experiences contribute towards development of constructive and productive personality. So, these are also considered important characteristics of personality. Personality of an individual can be measured as well as described. Personality is combination of both physical and psychological components. Dear students, personality is something unique and special. Every one of us is unique person in oneself. Every one of us has specific characteristics for making adjustments. Now, let's throw some light on different dimensions of personality. And following are the main dimensions of personality. Physical dimension. Physical dimension is considered the most significant dimension of personality. This dimension includes physical features and the outer appearance of personality like height, weight, physical appearance, strong muscles, body shape, etc. Mental dimension. This dimension is related to mental and intellectual strength. The real identification of personality lies in this dimension. Thinking, reasoning, decision making, judgment, intelligence, problem solving constitutes this dimension. Development of a healthy and balanced personality largely depends on mental or intellectual dimension. For instance, many intellectuals are considered to have good personality even though they do not have decent physical appearance. Social dimension. An individual's social development takes place through socialization. A good and balanced personality is one which is sociable and socializing. Social qualities like character, etiquettes, manner, work ethics, good attitude, helpful nature, cooperation, sympathy and kindness plays an important role in development of one's personality. Now, emotional dimension. This dimension is related to emotional stability. One must have proper control over various emotions like fear, anger, disgust, distress, amusement or happiness, etc. One should have control over his or her emotions. It's an important ingredient of balanced personality. For instance, many athletes who struggle with emotional management do not have strong personalities, even though they have strong physical, mental and social foundation. Dear students, now we will discuss another important component of today's topic, that is cultural basis of personality. Culture is social capability of a person which is not innate. These are those acquired traits that he earns as a member of society because culture molds an individual to be productive member of society. Culture is a broad term that encompasses all aspects of our lives, including our morality, ethics, manners, customs and traditions, political as well as economic activities. Culture is considered man's special possession in every society. All that man has learned in his personal and social existence is referred to as culture. Each society has unique culture. Consequently, people in different societies have different kinds of cultures. According to Edward Burnett Taylor, a very famous anthropologist, culture is the complex which includes knowledge, beliefs, art, morals, law, customs and other capabilities and habits acquired by man as a member of society. So, dear students, every culture consists of two main components, and these are material culture and non-material culture. So, let us first discuss material culture. Material culture consists of man-made objects which are tangible in nature, such as tools, furniture, buildings, dams, roads, bridges and the physical substances which can be changed and used by man. Non-material culture includes those components of culture which we can feel but cannot touch, such as the words the people use or the language they speak, the beliefs that they hold, values and virtues they cherish, habits they follow, rituals and practices that they do, and the ceremonies they observe. It also includes our customs and tastes, attitudes and outlook. In brief, non-material culture includes our ways of thinking, feeling and acting. Man is not only a social animal but a cultural being too. So, culture plays an important role in personality development. Culture of any society gives meaning to one's personality. Our actions, behavior, our language, norms, laws, all are molded in society and we acquire them being a member of that society. In different countries all over the world, the influence of culture on personality formation can be seen in different ways. In every culture, particular type of personality develops. Culture greatly molds personality of individual or group. The personality traits and behavior of the individual are largely the result of cultural background. From the moment of birth, the child is treated in such ways which shape his personality. Every culture applies a series of general influences upon the individual who grow up under it. The ideas, thought patterns, way of thinking, language, acquisition are largely the result of one's cultural patterns. Margaret Mead, an American cultural anthropologist, reflected that differences in personality type of male and female in the same society or in different societies are due to cultural processes, which differ from one cultural group to another or from one society to another. She concludes that it is cultural influences which mold the character, temperament and personality of members of the group. Most of the people learn and adapt cultural patterns of another culture which are created from people within certain country, occupation, class, which help them to develop their individual personalities. The elements of culture which influence personality development are art, which mainly consists of music, dance, paintings, photography and architecture. Literature, which reflects drama, poetry, prose and story. Group behavior patterns like folkways, fashion, modes, customs, traditions, values, norms, laws, stereotypes, myths, etc. Educational and recreational institutions like library, museum, schools, halls, theatre and clubs. And ethics, which includes ethical noble actions and reverence for man's personality. So, dear students, in short we can say culture includes all that man has acquired in the intellectual sphere of his individual and social life. It includes the social heritage which is transmitted from one generation to another. Both material and non-material culture plays an important role in influencing the personality of an individual. Material culture leads to development of various material needs and goods, and non-material culture brings about the development of various social traditions, customs, manners and values. Culture mainly helps an individual to be a productive member of society. Dear students, now we will discuss gender basis of personality. Gender mainly reflects the socially constructed qualities of men, women, girls and boys like interpersonal connections, roles, expression, behavior, identities, standards and mannerism. Gender is a social concept that differs from culture to culture and can evolve over time. However, sex is different from gender because it is innate and includes biological characteristics such as chromosomes, gene expression, hormonal level and reproductive or sexual anatomy. Gender is one of the most important area of personality psychology. The sex of a newborn baby sets the agenda for his or her whole personality development. When the baby is born, the parents announce either it's a boy or it's a girl, and parents try to dress their newborns according to their sex. The years from the age 2 to 6 are crucial years in the development of gender. It's during these developing years children become aware of their gender and they become aware about their core identity that I am a boy and I am a girl. Gender is important mediator of human experiences and the way in which individuals interact with each other in the physical environment. Individual choices of friends, toys, classes taken in the school, peer groups, career choices are all influenced by gender. It influences the external and internal demands of an individual, formation of self-esteem, self-competency and their social as well as personal life over a period of time. Dear students, gender describes the division of labor and power within specific cultural and historical context between men and women. One of the most important study in the field of personality psychology on gender is done by Paul Costa and Robert McCrae. Study involved 23,000 men and women from 26 cultures including countries like Hong Kong, USA, India and Russia. Findings of the study indicated that women tend to be warmer, friendlier, anxious and sensitive to their feelings than did the men. The men consistently rate themselves as being more assertive and open to new ideas. So, in the context of personality psychology, women are higher on agreeableness and neuroticism and men are higher on extraversion and openness to new experiences. Men and women differ simply because they are describing themselves in the way their societies expected them to be as per their own gender roles. So, gender influences each and every aspect of personality development. Dear students, while concluding today's session, we can say personality is a distinctive and stable collection of overall behavior patterns that an individual acquires over a period of time. Personality variations between people are common and exist in all human populations. Physical, mental, social and emotional dimensions of personality play a significant part in determining an individual's personality. Personality is a complex blend of constantly evolving and changing patterns of one's unique behavior, which emerge as a result of one's interaction with one's environment and directed towards some specific ends. Every society has a different set of beliefs, practices, norms and traditions that form culture of that particular society, and it is only through this culture that a productive personality can be developed. Gender too forms an important basis of personality because it influences our choices, thought pattern, self-concept and our identity. Thus, both culture and gender basis of personality help an individual to be profitable and constructive members of society. With this, dear students, we will conclude today's session. Thank you.